What is Enigma? Enigma is an encryption and decryption device that was developed in the early 1920s. It was developed by a German electrical engineer named Arthur Scherbius. At first, the earlier models were used commercially, but later was adopted for military and government use. The German military models were most commonly recognized, but there were also Japanese and Italian models developed. The most common model of the Enigma is the M3 or the M4. The Enigma is made up of a keyboard, plug board, static rotor, a reflector, and a lamp board. In the early 30s, the Enigma only had 3 different kinds of rotors, which gave it 6 different configurations. But later on, Germans added a 4th and a 5th rotor, giving 60 configurations. The rotors are the most important elements. They are approximately 4 inches in diameter and are made from either metal or bakelite, which was an early plastic. So, how do you use an Enigma? Before typing in the message, the user needs to first set the 3 rotors to the values desired. For each rotor, there are 26 values representing A to Z. For each combination of the rotors means a different encryption. Aside from the rotors, the Enigma also has a plug board. What it does is it transposes the 2 letters before and after the encryption. It adds an additional encryption capability in the Enigma machine. In World War II, the Germans who are in charge of Enigma makes up the codebook. It's a document that gives the settings of the machine each day. The codebook changes monthly, making it hard for the Allied force to steal the configuration from the Germans. This is a clip from a YouTube channel called Numberphile, who had a chance to work with an original Enigma.
Pin N to begin with, and if you can see there, the letter Y lights up. So N becomes Y, your code lights up. Let's write that down. Let's do the next letter, U. U becomes T. Let's do M, and I've got H this time. B, and E is W.
Once the rotors and plug board are set up, the decryption process in the Enigma machine has the same process as the encryption. Just type in the encrypted text and you will get a decrypted message.
Okay, so we start with Y. Y becomes N. T becomes U. H becomes M. M in the code is a B. Y, I, F, and W, finally, is E.
So, how does the encryption work through the Enigma machine? The unique thing with Enigma is that it encrypts letter by letter. It is possible to have different encrypted letters with the same original letter. That is because of the moving rotor. You can think of it, for every letter that is pressed, it will have a different encryption. So, you can think the Enigma works like a clock. From the right rotor is the seconds, the middle is minutes, and the left is hours. So when the right rotor reaches 26 and another letter is pressed, it will go back to 0 and adding 1 to the middle rotor. Same concept goes to the middle rotor and to the left rotor. Let us demonstrate how a letter would get encrypted through the Enigma. The red line will be specified as our input. So for example, we press the letter T in the keyboard. First, it will go to the plug board, and in our case, the letter T is now connected to K. After that, it will go to the static rotor and then move to the third rotor, which converts the letter K into U. It will go to the second rotor, which then converts the U to the P. It will move again to the first rotor, which converts the letter P to an H. Finally, in the end, it will go to the reflector, which converts the current letter H into a D. The reflector will then return back the letter, so in the reverse order, from D to G, G to R, R to W, W to G, and finally the letter G will light up on the lamp board. From the original letter T, it is now encrypted to become the letter G. You can also check out this link. It is an Enigma emulator, so you can try it out for yourself. You can encrypt and decrypt messages with the same options as the original one. So, in total, there are 158 quintillion, 962 quadrillion, 555 trillion, 217 billion, 826 million, 360,000 possible combinations in total.